jump right into it today. Let's talk about. Let's recap the world relays. Also take away from the world relays. Akani Simbini did his thing. He anchored his country to their first ever gold medal in the one of first relays.
Let's just lay the ground rule. South Africa was phenomenal at the world relays.
Crazy.
4x1, 4x4, women's 4x. Listen, they did it. They did their thing, and I was so excited for them because they actually went and threw down the gauntlet, pretty much. Like this is like back in the day when USA was doing it everywhere. Men's 4x4, men's 4x1, women. Now this year was South Africa's turn to show the world that listen, they can also put it together and come and beat the world because they did.
Yeah, that is very true because their main team finished second at Olympics because silver. So you would think that the USA didn't come with like that A team that won the Olympics last year. So you would think South Africa should be in a good position. They delivered. They did.
They did.
The other teams also got inspiration.
They came with the same team, right?
They came with the same. They only changed. They made only one change, which was Sean Maswangani.
Oh yeah, Sean was the Diamond League or something.
Yeah, it was at the Diamond League. That was the only change that happened, or that also applied to the team. Also, Team Ghana, they had a shaky start.
Yes,
they
still made their way forward. It was impressive. I was sad Team Liberia didn't come around this time because the last showing they actually did a great job. Right?
Yeah,
that's how they qualified for the Olympics, and that was really good. This year, I'm sure. 4x4, Botswana was also around. Yeah, they lost two of their guys, but I mean they still made the final. They still had a good showing. They, faltered a little bit of a second and third, but I still think they had a good run. They had a great run. South Africa, of course, flawless. Always 4x4, same thing.
Yeah.
So Africa, I think Kenya was also there.
I think they qualified for the first time.
They did.
They started at 100. I think they qualified for the first time, which was very good for Manyala. I think
it was good for Manyala.
He's been wanting to have his team, especially 4x1 team, qualify because
sad Nigeria didn't really compete, which I was sad about because I actually thought their mixed relay might have actually upset somebody in it.
Yeah,
that mixed 4x1 was very open.
Yeah, but I think with the world ranking, they're currently in like the top 16. So
which one?
They wouldn't have to like the world ranking. So those that didn't go
from relay. Which relay?
For the relays for Tokyo 2025.
Okay, 4x1.
Yeah, 4x100. So I think they're in the top 16 or 14 or so. So, I think two more other teams who couldn't qualify at the world relays will get opportunity to be the fastest.
Zimbabwe has a.
Zimbabwe have got a really good squad. If they can bring them together and practice,
Zimbabwe. They're all in the system, so that's.
Yeah, because there's Charamba, there's Charlie, there's two other guys in June.
Yeah, I see this.
Denzel and David, so they have a really good team. They're able to get a backup as well. So
I think they can
put together a team. I think they'll be able to give it a shot and qualify.
I mean, besides African teams as well, I want to talk about the ones for one. I didn't know I don't want to go United Kingdom team. Well, no.
Yeah.
I didn't know all of them, but Uncle Leg, she came from nowhere. She just blew them away. That was phenomenal.
Yeah, that
was the highlight of my world relays.
Because she had Shericka Jackson.
Took both of them out. She came from behind and just went on the outside lane. Just walked all of them. Wow.
Should be a confident booster for her.
Listen.
In the flat 100 meters.
Yeah. But some people are just good at the relay. I mean, it's something that they just do. Look at Andre de Grasse. For the last couple of years, individually, he's disappeared. But once he gets the baton in the 4x1 with this Canadian team, bro, it don't matter who's on the anchor. He is just getting everybody. So like,
that is a very good point. What contributes to that? What contributes to that? Is they going out from the blocks that is contributing, or like the
momentum? So one, I'll tell you from experience, it's from one, adrenaline and the momentum. So all the other legs, right? You have to be good at the leg. Like you have to be a good starter because that's from the block.
Yeah.
And backspin, you have to be a good like speed carrier. Like you need to be able to have the best top end because once you start moving to catch somebody or to make a gap or anything, your 120 need to be solid. At curve, if you're not a curve runner, don't run third. That's don't do it because you'll be disgraced in the curve. But anchor length, if you have a short burst and you're good at running 19 meters, right? On a flying start, you could like look at Hussein on the Ghana's leg, the anchor leg. That's when he did it. He came from the back. He just flew because he's good at right. Like I bet you look at his 60 meters. You're running 6x1.
Yeah,
like a couple of months ago. So this 60 minutes plus a little bit of 30 in that fly, that guy was killing me. So it's like you don't need to be the best 100 meter runner, but you need to be able to hold that speed, just accelerate as hard as you can. Then you're going to be a great finisher.
Do you think how Hussein ran the anchor leg is giving the Ghanaian relay coaches some headache for the World Championship? Because, Joe Paul is the one who normally runs the anchor leg for Ghana. But right now, Hussein ran some crazy anchor leg as well. Was it 9.04 or something?
9.0 sounds like it was fast. Like
it was very fast. So is it gonna give the coaches headache about the arrangement for the World Champions? Because Benjamin is gonna come back. Some other guys are also gonna
come back So look, it shouldn't be a headache. It's actually good for the team that now we know we have another alternative to our anchoring. So on that day, on the flight, because before you build a relay team, you still need to know how fast they are on the flight 100. So say in this case, Hussein is 100. Ideally, right now, I can tell you it's faster than Joe Paul's 100.
Yeah.
But if his flight 100 is faster, you just keep on anchoring. It's not a big deal. He's probably can do it. Joe Paul's back straight was great. I watched him fly back there, and I loved it. He's actually a 200-meter runner. So it's better for him to run the longer stretch than the shorter anchor, because every time you realize that sometimes he runs out of space. In anchor. There's been a couple of races we've all seen like, if they only had like 10 more meters, Joe Paul would take them all out. Yes, because it's short. The final is 90 meters. So if he's running the 110 on the back straight, and if we can have, I know Benjamin back straight is his. But then again, I know Benjamin, if he can get out of his head, he can actually kill that turn. But his turn is not bad. He thinks it's bad, but it's not that bad. He can take that turn, and Saminu just keeps the start. Listen, I think Ghana can actually, we could do something great. And then we put this team together. But I'm not the coach. It's just my suggestion, right?
Well, let's. Oh, that was a great chapter. Let's move on to the next thing on the agenda. Let's talk about the Diamond League, the professional level. See Akane Simbini. Ever since the season started, he not lost a race. And consistently in sub 10 seconds. I think a little research was that this is the 11th consecutive year that he's been running sub 10 seconds. Wow. Incredible achievement that is for Akane Simbini. And also Tobago, Botswana's own Tobago. I think it looks like he's having a different strategy this year.
I like it. He's running his season like, I wouldn't say like Usain Bolt, because Usain didn't really run too many 400s, but I'm looking at like he's running the season the way like the Jamaican athletes run, like start on their races. Start with the longest sprint, so do 400, but he's actually done a lot of 400s. Normally they do like 1 or 2. This man has run like 3 or 4 400s already. And he's running like decent 45. Like he's a 400 meter runner. Then he comes in the 100. His first time he run like a 10-2.
Yeah.
Everybody threw him away like, oh, this guy is not fast.
Yeah, what is
He
it?
goes back to the 400, and then he comes back to the 100. Then he threw it. What did he run? He ran the 998 or something. Like he ran. He ran a 10. I think
It's a 10, 1 or 10.
Yeah, he ran a 10-0, like a very low.
Yeah, he ran like a 10-0. Yeah.
He just shut the time off. Then now he's running the 200. He's jogging to the finish. If I was a sprinter, I'd be scared of this boy. Like, he is moving in the shadows.
Yeah, it feels like he's deceiving everybody. He's deceiving everybody with his
He's
hair.
deceiving everybody. He's playing around.
Looking at the 200, it was just
Yes.
2010.
Everybody was killing it. This boy was just like, oh, what up? You're doing here? Okay.
Effort. He's not putting the effort into it, right? He's just he's just getting the bag for the sake of it, right?
I'm going to lie. If I was a sprinter, 1 and 2, I would be scared of. Okay, in the history of the 100 meters, as long as I have lived or I've watched the sport, I've never seen any short sprinter run so many 400 meters in the season. And he's comfortably running. Okay, what's his name? Back in the day before Fred Fairley moved down, Tyson Gay at their fastest 400 meter time of a 1 and 2, of a natural 1 and 2. I think his was like, it's either a 45 low or 44 not. It's something really fast. And that was like, and even him when he was like, listen, that day it was a day he was just frustrated, whatever. They told him to run it 400.
Yeah.
Whatever. Get out in there, get in there, dying, get up there, and you didn't do it again.
Yeah.
This boy just do it like it's fun. 45. Dude, the 400 meter athletes are running 45 and you're doing this thing.
He's just running it for fun of it.
He's for fun. Even Fred doesn't even want to go run 400 anymore. And this guy is putting around with it.
He's just running it for the fun of it. And I think once he start doing more, he start getting into like the business part of the season. That is where everybody's gonna be like, "Dang, this guy is." He's a guy to
once he starts to face this. I'm not saying everybody is running into rivals, but once he starts to face, the big guns. He faces Fred or he's facing Shayna and Nakano in the Diamond League, where they beat him in the 100. I think the 100 is one of the races he knows is not really his. It's not really his strongest suit.
Yeah.
So he's running it, but he doesn't really care when he gets beat. It looks like he's more of a 200 guy. Like he wants to specialize in the 200.
200 is like his bread and butter.
Yeah, like, okay, if I win, fine. If I don't go, I'm just going to put down a good time. So the 200 is where I want him to start meeting other guys. Like, I know Kenny's in the Grand Slam, but I don't know. Right now, it looks like the Grand Slam.
I wouldn't conclude that early, though. I wouldn't conclude that early because let's wait till we get into like July, and see the times he's gonna produce in the 100. We put that. But
this is young.
The 100 and 200 we are in for a good ride. When again,
it's very
possible.
What else?
Let's look at the other African athlete, the women's 100 meter hurdles. It's also something that we haven't been talked about that much, especially the African athletes, especially the women. We have Mariona from South Africa. She's been very consistent. Like first time she ran 12:62. Second time she finished third. Second time only same time. Very consistent. You come to college, same too. You have other guys like Deborah. We have Adiobi, Nigerian, who is also killing it out there, right?
Yeah.
Well, last week and this week was a conference championship for college students, and as usual, the first pick of the season, the coaches are gonna definitely pick them for their conference championship. What do you make of the performances that came out this week?
Chiramba and there's 19 versus 9. I already said he's doing it right. 19 the season after that indoor that he just had.
Okay.
The 19 was really effortless, and it was beautiful to watch how he just threw it. He didn't even start that fast. He just
You think he had a better start on in the heats than in the final? Because the final,
yes, yeah, the final. He is when you run a 1992. The final, he won second year. The
so
final,
even the commentators
all the way in the back. I don't know if he was okay with it.
The commentators were like, probably because he had been running the whole day and all the other.
Right. He put too much stress on himself here. He seemed very relaxed.
Yeah.
He just the turn and came in a straight try, and then he literally picked everybody out.
Yeah,
the guy
like 20 more meters he could have caught up.
Oh yeah, he knew. I mean, he could have walked them, but it's like, hey, it's just conference. Like, it's not that big a deal. We're gonna go, next 2 weeks, and we'll see what happens.
And I think if it will be nationals, winning national will be like, I think it will be his priorities, But,
I mean, that's both of their priorities. He and college, like, I mean, you did that in the indoor. You got to repeat it in the outdoor. It's a no-brainer. You lost.
Sometimes, but sometimes you can't get both in the same season. Sometimes you have to finish second in one and get a bigger one.
Those
sometimes
it's actually running already. So
it was a great performance, especially running 19.92. That was a whole big national PR.
And running like it's a joke.
And he came back in the run like a 20, even though it wasn't the race that he had wanted. He still pretty fast. Running and up 20.10. So which is really good.
Well, it's fast.
He's been consistent, right? Running on the sub 21, which is really Charlie. Also was someone who, like, his outdoor opener, he got injured. So the SEC was his first race back.
Yeah.
He ran out.
I mean, I'm just hoping that he can gradually get back. I don't know the extent of his injury.
Yeah.
So, it's like, I'm just hoping
hamstring
severe enough.
But I think if it was a strategy for his coach to not put much pressure on the hamstring by running the finals, I think it's a good shot, because the finals, it's definitely going to be intense. You're going to push, and maybe you'll be pushing too early for his injury. So if that's strategy that the coach is using, I think that's a good strategy just to get him, because regionals is coming up pretty soon. 2 weeks. Regional and NCAA and post NCAA World Championship preparation.
It's just not starting. So
last year they were at Olympic finals. So this year they will finish a little bit higher than where they finished last year at Olympic.
I mean, because the rest of the world is also doing the same thing. Like Thibault, we're talking about him. He's out here killing Grand Slam. We haven't really seen all this season the 200. The grass, we know you compete. You always bring himself out somewhere, and he's one of those sneaky guys. He shows up when you really tweet. Like, I mean, and there's a whole list. Ugando is there now. Look at the guy from Trinidad.
Richie.
Jerry Richards. Like, there's a host of guys out here in the 200. So everybody bring their A game. So they also have to pace themselves by the time they get post NCAA, because it's still more to come. In the still staying in the SEC though. The Tima Robles.
Yeah, Tima Robles.
Listen, she was beat by the smallest of Michael second.
Crazy.
Literally won SEC. And it's the same time.
Yeah. Giving them the title, I
don't know. But she will be back again. I feel she looks like she's getting faster every race. So I'm not surprised she goes to regional and actually takes that one. And then in the nationals, it's like, that's free for all. You just gotta be cheap. From national, anything can happen. So
that is true. And when you look at the other conferences, like the Big 12, Ezekiel, he just
bro, that 400 hurdle, that 47.
47.89. He ran a 47.90 in the prelims and 47.89.
Ooh,
another record.
Time.
Yeah, so that.
We can.
The most unfortunate thing is that he's gonna have these guys are still around. That's the most unfortunate thing. Like, during those era when Usain Bolt was around, Johan Blake and all those guys, people are running very fast. Those days that could have won medals at this age but they didn't get to medal at those age. So he's found himself in this kind of situation right now. That
in the race that he's running.
Yeah. He found himself in this situation whereby he's competing with world record holders and
Rai Benjamin, Kirsten Warhol, Dos Santos. There's at least 3 people that he has to fight try to get on the podium
all this
on World Championship. So that, amen. It will be a good race because at least all of them are 47 riders. So if all 4 of them, oof, yeah, that would be a race too much.
It looks like Warholm is back to himself. Benjamin have not raced yet.
He hasn't.
Definitely is definitely gonna come out.
But Santos over there blazing out there. So everybody's up to something.
Everybody's on fire. Everybody's on fire.
This is very. I think I heard some news. So in I don't know what conference, but Ghana has a new 400-meter record holder.
That was a surprise to me. I didn't know that guy was a Ghanaian.
His name is a Ghanaian name, but I don't know if he's representing Ghana. That is the difference.
Okay.
I didn't catch it.
Ghanaian athletes, you don't know all of them. Something.
Yeah, because USC, right? The USC.
Oh, Nketiah guy. He's still on. You remember? But he has a Ghanaian, but he competed for New Zealand. Is it?
Oh yeah.
At the Tokyo Olympics. So it started.
Yeah, a while ago. He's the big guy.
Yeah, the big guy.
So with him and his whole team, that USC team is terrible. But he didn't win the relay. I thought it would win, but
yeah,
and really win it. So I mean, they can still do it because they got like 5 or 6 of them. And then the women won the 4x1. Like USC doesn't beat USC.
They're very big, like very big. Their sprint squad is.
Yeah.
It's like what's the name? The Auburn guys. Almost like
Monroe. Yeah. And the commentator said there's always a new Nigerian in Auburn too who's always fast.
Yeah.
He's not wrong because for like 3 years consecutively, they've always had a new Nigerian.
A new Nigerian?
Like, what's going on?
Well, that's good. You can get all these guys from.
I'm the one who's picking them up from when you always finds them. It's like, dude, I wonder who's coming next year.
Yeah, guy.
Bam.
That's great. Husseini was staying at his conference. A few days after returning from China, Husseini said,
I haven't looked at it.
If you see the 100-meter race, that was the easiest 10-1 you see. He shot it down like 20 meters or maybe 30 meters to finish and still run 10-1. Like,
I talked about
it
indoors. I did say this indoors. Like, listen, after what he did in 2024, I think they did a lot.
Yeah.
The African Games in Ghana, then the African Championships later in the year, then they went to their Olympics. Like, he did a lot last year. He was always there, always proving himself. So that's what makes me look at him like, with all the experience he got last year, this year, it grew propelling to me forward. That little experience is enough to push anybody. So sometimes I feel like giving people experience is what helps athletes get back. So I'm so happy for him, like he's actually proving himself to the world. And I mean, because the number of times I've seen his video literally on all social media platforms, and then South Africa, I can't listen. What he did was flawless.
Yeah.
But anytime I watch a video of the world relays, they're always showing, how Ghana lost that race by the errors of margins. Because it's like the guy came from deep back and just broken everybody through. It's like, wow. So hey, man, good job for saying.
It looks like aside Benjamin, he's the guy. Aside Benjamin, Rashid will run like some fast.
Oh yeah, Rashid is always going to read us.
He is like
a scary kid.
100 meters is the top guy.
They're the top.
And that's 20.2. Aside running the team, and I think he's gonna go faster in the 100 because looking at the 100 meters now, he shot it down like 30 meters to run 10-1. He's got something in the bag. He's gonna.
Between the 3 of them, it's like as I was a record holder, and 100 is his thing. He doesn't really like to dabble with the 200. You know, if you watch the race with Fred,
Yeah.
he was actually right there with the guy. He's like,
Some things are changing. Some things are changing because right now he's neck to
Confidence is
neck with
back.
Fred right now.
Yeah. His confidence is back. That's pretty much what it is. Yeah. That's which is
Every
good.
week, anytime he runs, he reduces his time, season
Yeah, yeah.
from like
No,
N1.
His coach is doing a great job.
So yeah.
And then Husseini, of course, he's killing it in the NCAA. I mean, everybody's scared of him, believe it or not. I mean, in the indoor, he popped up there and he was like, everybody, this boy again. You know,
Yeah.
he has 9.8 is wind dated, but come on, it's still the fastest for the citizen.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, he's like,
Unfortunately, Rashid first started.
Rashid, yeah. As long as
He first started in the heat. So the 100-meter heat at this conference, he first started, so he couldn't defend his title. But really good to run
he's still gonna make
regionals. Yeah, he's still gonna
So I mean,
regionals.
you know, that's what I mean. I just hope Wayne gets he puts this together and then try it at the full start because listen,
Yeah,
we can't see full start.
but he gets over it mentally. Yeah,
Yeah, you got to do that because that's when you shine. Regionals, when you check conference, yeah, you know, it's a big thing, but regionals is actually when you set yourself up for the final. So
yeah.
I hope he puts it together, gets that together, and go down for same. And then there's Barnabas.
Yeah.
What's up with them? I haven't heard from them.
Barnabas, I think their conference, their nationals is coming up. They are like I think this week as well. Other athlete that also need mentioning is Nigerian Timo, the high jumper. Nigeria's high jumper. She's been consistently over 9 meters high jump. She automatically qualified for championship. Also, there's another Nigerian long jumper, Charles Goffert, who is consistently jumping over 8 meters as well.
Wow.
He's doing really, really well this year as well.
That's good.
A couple of other guys. The NG, let's wrap it up with the NJCA.
Okay.
NJCA happened as well this weekend. A couple of guys from other countries. We had Rafiatu running a new national record in the fourth quarter. Ghana, yeah.
So we have women and men.
Yeah, women and men. Ghana. So we also had a lady from Gambia, small country Gambia. She won the sprint double, the 100 meters and the 200 meters at the NJCA. Yeah.
She already has what's her name? The lady that won the African Championships last year.
Oh, is it Bassi? What's her name? Yeah. I know the lady you're talking about. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that lady is there, and this lady, she's at the JUCO Cloud Valley. She's good at 11.5 into a negative 2.0 headwind. So
she could do it.
When I was close to like a new 10-1 or something like that, 11-1 or maybe 10-9, something like that. As well, she came back the following day. She got a little slight good wind, like 3, and she ran 22.9. So pretty solid weekend for her.
Here in the other African countries side of main.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like, the richer African countries always have the best players or the best athletes. But when I hear the lesser known ones showing up, I'm all excited for that.
Yeah. As well as her, the Zimbabweans are also there. We have Denzel, who won the 100 meters. I think he won the sprint double. I stand to be corrected, Denzel, competing for South Lanes.